He's a familiar face around town, a name you know as well as your own. His passion for his community is evident in the nearly 2,000 interviews he's conducted of lawmakers and celebrities, business owners and organizers. It's about time the Lowcountry pays homage to everyone's friend, Quintin Washington. Joining us with a special proclamation in honor of Quintin is Charleston City Councilwoman Marie Delcioppo. So good to see you.
Thank you for having me, Layla.
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm going to try to get through this interview without crying.
I know. That's
my goal.
How it feels about Quintin. And tell us, first of all, how you came to know Quintin.
Well, I think you've made it to some extent when Quintin comes calling. So when I first announced that I was running for office a little over a year ago, Quintin reached out to me and wanted to interview me, and we've done several interviews since, and just always the utmost gentleman, and will ask you some tough questions and will hold your feet to the fire, and does it all with grace and integrity and honor for journalism.
He really does, and he does his research.
Absolutely.
I was shocked. When I first moved here about 5 years ago, I got a message over social media from this man named Quintin Washington, and he said that he wanted to come by the station and interview me. And I thought, wow, really? First of all, I was flattered. I mean, who am I? But I would talk to some of my colleagues, and they said, "Oh yes, you've now been indoctrinated into Charleston society because you've been interviewed by Quintin Washington."
That's right.
It was great too, because you really felt he takes such an interest in all of his subjects, and I love that. It really feels like he truly does care.
I think that's what it is. It's a genuine passion. This is his calling. He does not do it for the money, for the prestige, for none of that. I mean, this is just truly his passion and his gift, and we are all just so lucky to be able to receive it and be a part of it.
And of course, we can see all of his interviews on his YouTube channel, Quintin's Close-Ups. That's what these interviews are called, Quintin's Close-Ups. And he starts out every video with a stand-up, and he lays the groundwork, and then the next thing he's standing or sitting with the person, and he dives right in. And like you say, he does it with such grace and such respect. You'll see him around town, and he's carrying his tripod and his equipment, and he's just running from one interview to the next.
And one-man show.
He is. He's a one-man show. Just a few years ago, Charleston City Paper did a wonderful article on him, and he got a new camera and some new equipment so that he could continue to do what he's doing. So, I mean, some of the interviews that you've watched him do you have any favorites?
I mean, they're all so different, and you really learn the person's personality. And I think that's what's so fascinating is you do not get the questions beforehand, so you cannot prepare. So you really are rolling with it. He doesn't edit anything out of his videos, so you're not getting a highlight reel, you're getting the highs and the lows.
Exactly.
So I think that's what's so endearing about them is you get to know all of these personalities on a much more intimate level than you would if what we traditionally think of as an on-air interview.
Absolutely. So it's time that you've created a Quintin Washington Day, a day that we can celebrate our friend Quintin Washington. So how did you come up with this idea, and what was planned? What did you do?
So I approached other members on council and the mayor of if we could do a proclamation recognizing Quintin, which of course everybody said, absolutely, of course. So this past Tuesday at council, mayor read the proclamation, and we had a couple other little surprises that we had in store for him. Layla, which you were one of those. So it was really just a day to honor him and show our, just such immense appreciation we have for him, and with the idea as well that maybe there's those people who aren't familiar with him and now they are, and will gravitate toward his journalism and have him become an integral part of their lives as he has done for us.
Absolutely. Well, my calendar is marked for next year, October 13th,
That's
Quintin
right.
Washington Day.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Marie.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And don't forget Quintin's close-ups. You got to tune in. You can see them on YouTube. You can also see them on our friend holycitycenter.com. We'll be back after this.